really putting pressure across. I'm trying not to get a mushroom. Notice how I'm putting pressure down here. This thumb is going to end up putting pressure in the center. I'm flattening it out, flattening it out. I am really putting pressure across and putting pressure down. And then as I'm putting pressure, more pressure on that thumb. And you can see how I'm pushing right there with my strongest part, right? Everything is anchored on my legs, and I'm pushing down on this plate. We've been talking about 1/4 of an inch or slightly less. On this plate, we're talking, 3/8, we're talking even 1/2 inch, and it all comes down to how wide your place is going to be. So nice and thick. You will have to stop and say, all right, I know that if I go too thin, whenever I cut it, why? Whenever you cut it, in the middle, when we're working with a very wide surface, it automatically curls up in the center when you're cutting it, so you end up removing more than you want. So a needle tool,
It's right there.
I'm looking for 3/8 at the minimum, and I should have at least 1/2 inch, not more than 1/2 inch, right? So at this point I could say, okay, let me make it closer to 3/8.
Getting bold with it. Oh my
That's 3/8.
gosh.
That's 3/8, okay? All right, so look, now I'm gonna go here. Options on doing this part, okay? Look, option number 1. Here, this elbow goes out there. I'm moving my thumb. This bone digs in the center. Piled up on top of that hand, all my fingers touching, right? I'm gonna go there. In one motion, I'm gonna go down to the proper depth. I'm gonna keep the depth, and this hand is pushing across and down. That's the right word. It's gonna swivel this way, and at that point, look at where the bottom of my palm is right there. It's gonna get that wide, okay? So when you say, well, how easy and which one is easy? Or boom, boom, and then right here. Is it 7? Probably, right? Now here's the other big one. Now you can see me making it thinner. Now you can see me starting to compress. Here's a big one. Is there enough here to give me 1 inch on the bottom of it? That's what you have to do.
Too much. Yeah, what fingers are touching when you did this one? When you're going like
Oh,
this?
right here. All these fingers, nice and flat. 2 hands. It could be this, right? Really is these 3 fingers for me, these 4 fingers right there. Push down to the right depth and bring it out, Both hands are on top, and I'm just really compressing. I'm making it even, and I'm compressing the base. And I'm gonna go ahead and check my thickness again. And it is 3/4 of an inch. So now I'm gonna compress.
But were you not compressing before?
Technically kinda, but even though it looked like I was compressing, I'm working on my 5th pass now, and I still don't feel good. And I'm working on my 6th one. Look at how flat my finger is, and I'm going across, and I'm working on my 6th kind of compression, and I'm beginning to feel a little more comfortable. But I really don't feel comfortable until I take this rib right there. Remember how I was compressing that bat earlier? I'm taking this rib, I'm finding the center, never go over the center, and I'm taking this and I'm really compressing down. Some ribs have curves, this one has sharp angles, so you can see how it's not helping me. Whenever I use this, the type of compression, if you can consider this as like a multiplier. It's like I'm doubling and tripling. Should we check and see, make sure we got the right distance or not? I'm looking at 8.5. Good, so I know I got it. All right, so now, the technique that we used earlier to center this can also be used here, right? Pressure, pressure, pressure. I'll just make it bigger, right there.
You could put a pie in there.
To put a pie. Too short. Look, I'm gonna go, I'm pulling the wall, I'm taking my finger, I'm pushing across, and now I'm thinning out that ball, and then I am pulling it up.
So you're pulling this right in the wall.
Yeah, like you're pulling a cylinder. I just made it taller. I know I have more than an inch right there. Do I have more than an inch on the outside? All right, I'm gonna go through, I'm gonna make it a little bit thinner. my plate is kind of there. This is more of a very wide bowl. For this to become a plate, now I'm gonna have to drop that ball, right? If you pull the wall this way, sometimes they like to collapse. So you pull it at an angle, and then you come back and drop it, right? So right now I'm gonna tell you, oh, it's pretty nice, very low, wide bowl, and I'm gonna use the word bowl because this is too vertical, right? All I have to do is make it into a plate, and I'm gonna take it, gently push down, and I can make it like that, right? Which is kind of a salad plate.
I thought salad plates were little.
On mine.
So what makes it a salad plate?
There's
Um,
gigantic
salad plates, a lot
cereal
of times
bowls.
they
You
have
think
very
the
little
salad
edge right
plates
there.
are gonna be
Right.
normal.
So that's what makes it a salad plate. But look, I can also take it. So I just showed you how you can give it that low. I know I have more than an inch on the outside. If I take my fingers here, my fingers running all the way across, I'm gonna have a little water right there. I can take it right there and I can push that corner down and I can do this. And now it goes into that type of plate, right? Letting it go nice and slow.
So this is the one where you just need an inch between the base and the
Yeah,
edge?
so the inch is gonna be calculated from down here. So what you would do
Yeah.
when you're trimming it, you're gonna look at the widest part. I said, I gotta come in at least an inch and my foot's gonna start right there. Let me show you.
How are they gonna know?
How are they gonna know?
How will they know?
How are they gonna know, right? Look, you have to be careful. If I am not pushing down firm enough, right? Can you guys look at the center? Can you guys see the line coming across? Look at the center.
Yes.
See it? So why is it doing that, right? Because the wire physics, it curls up as it goes down this. It just happens. There's no way of avoiding that. Nice and flat. Nice and flat. Bring it down, bring it down. Make it nice and flat. Cheating tool.
I knew it.
Cheating tool.
Let's go. Ugly.
Especially with this clay that's a little firmer. Try to keep it as flat as possible.
Full of Hershey's candy. It's peeking. Look, Mom, I'm peeking.
3/8 of an inch. That is really good compression. The whole process is compression. I can make it a little bit thinner if I wanted to. Or I can just simply add my filling lines. If it is not true, a true circle, right? Notice the distance between the tip of the needle and my finger. Cut as little as possible.
What's that? Not posting this one.
I ended at the letter G. Look, ready? Cheating.
Well, you're at
Can you guys see where it is? The angle that you hold it is important. Notice that little curve, okay? Look, pushing down on the bat nice and hard. Right? Ready? I'm gonna hold it nice and hard. You can see I'm pushing so hard the bat is getting cleaned up. All I gotta do, look at how much support I have. I'm even bracing myself here, right? Look, ready?
Counts like a bowl. Starting to look bowly. Yeah.
8 inches.
So do we need to do it the other way or the other way?
That's nice and thick right there. I'm gonna take my finger, I'm gonna reach all the way across. I'm gonna thin it out.